The Second World War ended in 1945. Victory had been achieved, and the world breathed a collective sigh of relief. But from the ashes of that devastating conflict, a new and different kind of struggle emerged. This was the beginning of the Cold War. It was a clash of ideologies, a global standoff between two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union. Each side believed in fundamentally different ways of organizing society and governance. These two nations, once allies against Nazi Germany, now viewed each other with deep mistrust and suspicion. The camaraderie of wartime had quickly dissolved. The United States championed democracy and capitalism, advocating for free markets and individual freedoms. In contrast, the Soviet Union promoted communism and a centrally controlled economy, emphasizing state control and collective ownership. Both superpowers sought to spread their influence across the globe, leading to numerous proxy wars and political conflicts in various regions. This intense rivalry played out not on a traditional battlefield, but through a complex web of political maneuvering, economic competition, and technological advancements. Espionage and the space race became key arenas of this struggle. It was a high-stakes chess match with the fate of the world hanging in the balance. Every move was calculated, and every decision had far-reaching consequences. The Cold War would last for decades, shaping the political landscape and leaving an indelible mark on history. Its legacy continues to influence international relations to this day. The Cold War was anything but cold. It was a period of intense geopolitical tension between the United States and the Soviet Union, marked by a constant threat of nuclear war. While the US and Soviet Union avoided direct military confrontation, they engaged in a series of indirect conflicts known as proxy wars. These wars were fought through third parties, with each superpower supporting opposing sides in various regional conflicts. Korea, Vietnam, Afghanistan. These became battlegrounds in a global struggle for dominance. Each conflict had its own unique causes and consequences, but all were influenced by the overarching Cold War rivalry. In Korea, a divided peninsula became a flashpoint. The conflict began when the Communist North, supported by the Soviet Union, invaded the South in 1950. The North Korean forces quickly advanced, pushing South Korean and American troops to the brink of defeat. The US intervened, backing the South in a brutal conflict that lasted for 3 years. The fighting was fierce, with both sides suffering heavy casualties. The war ended in a stalemate, with an armistice signed in 1953. The Korean peninsula remains divided to this day, a lasting reminder of the Cold War's impact. Vietnam was another tragic chapter in the saga of proxy wars. The US, seeking to prevent the spread of communism, found itself mired in a protracted and costly war against the communist North Vietnamese. Despite superior firepower and advanced technology, the US struggled against a determined and resourceful enemy. The conflict dragged on for years, with no clear end in sight. The war took a heavy toll on both sides, with millions of lives lost and widespread devastation. The US eventually withdrew its forces, leading to the fall of Saigon in 1975. The fall of Saigon marked the end of the Vietnam War and the reunification of Vietnam under communist rule. The conflict left deep scars on the Vietnamese people and had a profound impact on American society. These proxy wars, fueled by superpower rivalry, left a devastating legacy of death, destruction, and political instability. The consequences of these conflicts are still felt today, shaping the geopolitical landscape of the modern world. The Cold War rivalry extended beyond the Earth's atmosphere, reaching into the vast unknown of space. In the vast expanse of space, a different kind of competition unfolded, the space race. This was not just a battle for territory or political influence, but a quest to conquer the final frontier. It was a contest for technological supremacy, a display of each nation's scientific and engineering prowess. Engineers and scientists worked tirelessly, pushing the boundaries of what was possible. The race began in 1957 when the Soviet Union launched Sputnik, the first artificial satellite to orbit the Earth. This small, beeping sphere marked the dawn of a new era in human history. This achievement sent shockwaves through the US, sparking a sense of urgency to catch up. The American public and government were galvanized, realizing the need to invest heavily in space technology. The space race was on. Both superpowers were now locked in a high-stakes contest, each determined to outdo the other. Both nations poured resources into space exploration, achieving remarkable milestones. Rockets were launched, satellites were placed into orbit, and the dream of human spaceflight became a reality. In 1961, Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin became the first human in space. His successful orbit of the Earth was a monumental achievement for the Soviet Union. The US responded with Project Apollo, a daring program aimed at landing a man on the moon. This ambitious project required unprecedented levels of innovation and collaboration. In 1969, Neil Armstrong took his one small step onto the lunar surface, a defining moment that showcased American technological superiority. His words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," echoed around the world. The space race, though born of rivalry, ultimately pushed the boundaries of human achievement, inspiring generations to come. It demonstrated the incredible potential of human ingenuity and the spirit of exploration. The Cold War cast a long shadow over the second half of the 20th century. It was an era of constant tension, with the threat of nuclear annihilation looming large. But it was also a time of remarkable progress, particularly in science and technology. The Cold War finally came to an end in the late 1980s with the collapse of the Soviet Union. Economic stagnation, internal dissent, and the unsustainable cost of the arms race all contributed to its demise. The legacy of the Cold War is complex. It left behind a world reshaped by superpower rivalry, with lasting impacts on global politics, economics, and technology. It was a period marked by both the perils of ideological conflict and the triumphs of human ingenuity. Understanding this pivotal era remains crucial to navigating the complexities of the 21st century.
What's up, legends? If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Join our community for more epic content every week. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.